Hello and welcome to today's video. This is the Christmas Traditions book tag. This tag was originally created by Reading with a Vengeance, and I will have the channel and the original video linked down below in the description. This tag is the largest tag that I'm doing this entire Christmas period. I'm doing quite a few tags and this one is 12 questions long. So in today's video we're going to be going through the questions that are asked within the tag and answering them to the best of my ability. So yeah, that is the entire plan. I hope that you like it, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you stick around to see what my answers are. So let's just get into the questions. Question number 1. Red, gold and green colours. A book with any combination of those colours on the cover. So I've got, I don't even know how many books here. 6? 5? 6. I've got 6 books here. All of which are either green and gold or red and gold. So I was hoping that I'd be able to find one with all 3 colours in, but I couldn't. But I went to my classic shelf and these are all of like the absolutely stunning pretty editions that are a combination. So we've got Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, A Group of Noble Dames by Thomas Hardy, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, The Hand of Ethelberta by Thomas Hardy, The Mayor of Casterbridge by Thomas Hardy, and last but not least, A Christmas Carol and Other Stories by Charles Dickens. So yeah, honestly, maybe not one of them fits all 3 colours, but I feel like this stack together just looks really pretty, and it's a stack that I think really does fit the Christmas vibe. I'm definitely going to use these to help decorate this year. I'm definitely going to be putting them somewhere. Question number 2. Carol singing. What's your favourite Christmas carol? Pick a book with a title that includes a word from that song title. I do not like Christmas music. In fact, I quite hate it. It's not good, right? Like you wouldn't choose to listen to it any other time of the year but Christmas. You only listen to it at Christmas because it's Christmassy. Like, it's not actually good music. So Blink-182 have a song called Not Another Christmas Song, and I'm gonna go with that. Like, it's a band that I like. I still really don't like Christmas songs, no matter if they're making fun of them or not, but yeah, and for that reason I'm going to pick A Christmas Carol. Not Another Christmas Song, The Christmas Carol. So Christmas is in both of them, and therefore I'm matching the song with the book. Question number 3. Christmas Trees, Wreaths and Evergreen Foliage. A book that features nature as a character. So for this one I'm going to go for The Crown of Oaths and Curses. This is book 1 in the Mortal Fates, and our main character in this book is a witch, and nature is like a massive part of the story and this character. I don't know if you'd necessarily call nature itself a character, but it's always there and it is felt by our main character. And there are also moments in this book where getting close to certain nature areas, many people feel things or hear things from these nature areas, which leads me to believe the nature is causing like those people to see, hear, like feel things. So I'm gonna go with it. I can't say more without like spoiling it, obviously, and I'm worried I've even said too much now, but essentially nature is not necessarily a character in like we see it as a character, but nature is constantly around and it definitely has a big impact. So this is a book I'm going to choose. Question number 4. A favourite epistolary book you read this year or want to read next year. So for me this would have to be 84 Charing Cross Road. The entire book is made up of correspondence between our main character, although I have heard that it's like non-fiction. Maybe I'm not sure if this is fiction or non-fiction. I think it's one of those where it's like based off a true story, but I'm not 100% sure. I need to look into it more. But the entire book are letters between the person we're following and this random bookshop, and it's just like correspondence between the two. So yeah, I'd really like to read it next year. Obviously I need to look into it a bit more because I don't know that much about it, but I've probably heard 4 different people I follow online speak about this book this year, and it's been out like years and years and years, and it's obviously coming back around, and everything I've heard about it sounds really good, so I'd like to read it myself. Question number 5, Mistletoe, a book that features unrequited love. Now, I picked A Court of Wings of Ruin and A Court of Mist and Fury. Well, A Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of Wings of Ruin. It's unrequited love in a way where you still love both the characters and hope they find other people. And like, I picked it up initially thinking of just like 2 characters where there is unrequited love there, but even though it's unrequited, like the way as a reader we see it, we read it, it's very much like a hopefully you both find people better suited to you in the end, and hopefully like this is all going to be okay. However, since picking these books up and thinking about it a bit more, there is probably a more obvious unrequited love within these books, but that wasn't what I was thinking when I picked it up. This is books 2 and books 3 of a series, so obviously I'm not naming names, I'm not saying anything, but yeah, it can fit the prompt in many ways. Question number 6, Santa Claus, a book that features a character who's not really likeable but endearing anyway. For this, I picked Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Our main character, although I do think by the end of the book is likeable, our initial introduction to our main character, and I would say like a good chunk, like probably the first 10%, like our main character doesn't come across very likeable, except for the fact that she has and loves her dog. But like, except for that, the way that she comes across isn't the most likeable way. It does change towards the end of the book, I'm not gonna lie, like I definitely liked the character by the end. However, this is the best book I have to fit the question, and I feel like some people who read this might not like the character by the end, so maybe it fits for some people. For me, I definitely found the character unlikable at the start of the book, so yeah, this is what I'm picking. Question number 7, Nativity Scenes, a family-based historical fiction. The Hacienda is the only book that I've read that I feel like could fit this. I have read it this year. It is like a fairly recent read. I will link the video up above that I read it in. Yeah, it's definitely a family-based historical fiction. We don't really follow generations. Like I feel like, you know, a lot of family-based historical fictions you follow like many generations, but the way that this is based around, a lot of it is really revolving around this one family, so I would call it the family-based historical fiction for that reason. It's also meant to be horror, but it's, yeah, take it as you will. But yeah, that's the best one I can think, to be honest. There's none others that I've read that like would fit this, and I feel like, yeah, this fits it at a stretch. Question number 8, Elf on a Shelf, a book on your shelf that catches your eye all the time but you never pick it up. So yeah, I really want to read this book. It's absolutely stunning. Normally page count does not put me off books, but this catches my eye all the time. This catches my eye all the time. I really want to read this. It sounds so good. I think it's going to be a fantasy that I really like, but this I never pick it up to read it because I actually find this book very, very intimidating. So yeah, I really want to read it. I really, really do. But this book is over 800 pages. Yeah. Hopefully I'll pick it up within the next year, but who knows. Question number 9, favourite adaptation or a book you would like to see adapted. Like honestly, I don't think anything can beat the adaptation of Heartstopper. Obviously we're on about volume 3 with like the current 2 seasons that are out, but this is volume 1, and the adaptation has just been so perfect, so amazing. Obviously I feel like it helps that the author of the books can also write scripts and is like, you know, able to be in charge and there and like doing things, but it's honestly just such a perfect adaptation. Like it's one of the few things where I'm like, oh, if someone in my life really doesn't want to read, if someone in my life really won't read a graphic novel, fine, just watch the adaptation. Like I feel like it's good enough and gets the messages and like does everything that this did in the heartwarming, lovely way good enough that I would just be like, okay, just watch it. Like fine, don't read it first, just watch it. Which yeah, definitely isn't how I always feel. So yeah, I would say Heartstopper is honestly a favourite adaptation. It's to me, it's been the perfect adaptation. I've never seen anything else adapted that I've like enjoyed and loved so much. Question 10. Ugly Sweaters. A book that made you laugh out loud. I don't think I laugh out loud much, to be honest, but I did recently read the Lady of Darkness series, and I can just remember there being like a sprinkling of funny moments throughout, especially in the later books, that really did like make me giggle a bit. I don't know if I laughed out loud, but they made me giggle a bit, and I feel like it's such an intense series. There's a lot of things going on, and a lot of it is like quite dark and difficult to deal with, and there were definitely moments that were just that kind of like humour, that laughter, that release, that bit that made it a bit easier. And yeah, there were definitely moments that I found myself like giggling along to some silly thing that the side characters were doing, so that's what I'd have to pick. Question 11. Eggnog. A book you love that everyone seems to hate, or vice versa. So I had no idea what to do. I didn't know any books that like I felt like this for, the none that stood out in my head. What I did was I arranged my Goodreads red shelf in order of star rating that I'd given, and there were 3 books that I'd either given 1, 1.5 or 2-star ratings that had an average rating of 4.12 to 4.39 stars, which obviously is drastically different. These are drastically high ratings. And yeah, these are the Vampire Academy graphic novels, books 1, 2 and 3. I thought these were really crap. I really didn't like them. They essentially adapted the Vampire Academy novels into this graphic novel version, and it just didn't work. It really, I didn't feel like they got enough in there. They were very thin, tiny little graphic novels, and they tried to shove these, you know, relatively chunky novels into them. And I feel like if you hadn't read the Vampire Academy novels, you wouldn't be able to fully follow along and know what was going on in the graphic novels. Like, even as someone who'd read the novels days before picking up the graphic novels, they're a little confusing. They just really didn't work. They couldn't be read by themselves and understood, so I don't see any way that I could give them a higher rating. And yeah, I really didn't like them. They really didn't work for me. But from the ratings, it looks like other people love them, so what do I know? Yeah, and obviously everyone can like or dislike whatever they want. It doesn't matter if we agree or disagree, but yeah, these graphic novels did not work for me. I really dislike them, and it seems from the average rating that a lot of people love them. And then last but not least, question number 12, exchanging gifts. A book you read this year and thought, this would be perfect for ... So I'm kind of cheating for this one because I haven't read this book yet, but this is book 4 in a series, and this has happened for the first 3 books in the series. So the first 3 books in the series I've read, and then at the next birthday or Christmas I've brought a version for my mom and given it to her. So the version that I'm... Oh wait, Mom, if you're watching, you need to click off because I'm about to spoil one of your Christmas presents. But I haven't read this yet. This is my copy, this is my edition of The Last Devil to Die. This is the 4th book in the Thursday Murder Club series, and I've also got a copy for my mom for Christmas. And essentially book 1 I read, loved it, and I was like, my mum would definitely like this, so I gave her book 1. And then that's happened every time there's been a release since then. I've read it, and the next time my mum's birthday or Christmas has come around, I've given it to her. So yeah, that is definitely the easiest one to say. Obviously I haven't read book 4 yet, but that's just because like I haven't got around to it. But I feel like this should still count because like it's the series as a whole, right? Like I've been reading this series, loving it, and thinking my mum would also love it. So even though I haven't actually got around to reading book 4 yet, I'm going to count this for this question because honestly it's also the only one that I can think of, so there we go. So yeah, those are all of the questions, those are all of my answers. I really hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you enjoyed my answers. Any questions, any queries, any thoughts, any feelings, let me know in the comments down below. Please do give the video a like if you liked it, subscribe for more like this, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.